Hello there, my name is Nalini Mahadevan, and today we're speaking about generation skipping taxes. I'm the principal attorney at MLO Law. We have 3 locations, St. Louis, Chicago, and Atlanta, and where we practice estate planning and we practice immigration. If you have any of those needs, do give us a call. Today, we are actually speaking about generation skipping taxes, just to give you a good 30,000 view of what that means, because many advisors are telling their clients to get Dynasty Trusts. We had previously recorded a video on Dynasty Trust, which basically means that today you're creating a trust. It's going to be irrevocable, means it cannot be changed by you. Of course, there are parts of different state laws that allow some changes, but this is a little more of a complex process rather than having a regular revocable trust. So when you do a Dynasty Trust and you put assets in it, they cannot be taken out. They are also subject to taxes, federal and state estate taxes if applicable. Now, Illinois has an estate tax, Missouri does not. So we have to be aware of those estate taxes and the fact that once you put assets into these kinds of trusts, it's hard to take out from them. So today we're going to talk about what is a generation skipping tax. So for instance, I suppose I am the grandma and I have a grandchild, and I want to benefit the grandchild. And today, because the federal tax exemption is pretty high, 12.6 million in 2022, the generation skipping taxes match that amount of 12.6 million. So I have 12.6 million of generation skipping tax. My spouse has 12.6 million of generation skipping tax. And then you'll ask me, what's the problem? So as this video goes along, we'll kind of point out some of the issues and pitfalls that you may have to think of, because everybody's living a very long time nowadays. It's not like even if you're 70, you're likely to live up to 95. That's 25 years. And so if you're funding your trust, what does that mean for you? What does that mean for your grandchild? So the generation skipping tax applies to a person who's a skip. So to a grandma or grandpa, the grandchild is a skip person. Basically what you're saying is, I'm creating a trust for my grandchild, but I'm not going to give anything to my child in that trust. So that becomes a skip person. So at that point, generation skipping tax would be applied depending on what that level of exemption or non-exemption is. So you're exempt up to 12.6 million this year. That can change every year, and it changes every year. The next thing is, who is a non-skip person? So your child, if you're creating a trust for your child and that child actually gets the assets, that person is a non-skip person. They are getting ownership of the assets, so that's okay. And then they will give it to their child, and that'll be okay too, because you're not skipping a generation. So why did Congress create this kind of tax? Basically what was happening was people were creating dynasty trusts and they were passing it from generation to generation and not paying the federal government anything. So Uncle Sam wants their pound of flesh, so definitely they are going to come after the generation skipping tax that is applicable to mainly in dynasty trusts or in trusts that are meant for skip persons. Some of the other things I would like to talk about is, so one of the things I also want to tell you is, we always talk about estate tax and gift tax. So the generation skipping tax is on top of the estate tax and gift tax. So for instance, if you have an estate of now 12.6 million and you think, hey, I don't have to pay estate tax, I don't have to pay gift tax because I'm exempt. I've already filed my gift tax returns. I need to give this money to my grandchild. In that case, that grandchild is going to be liable for inheriting that 12.6 million without it ever going to the child. So it's the beneficiary who pays it. And how much they pay about 40% of taxes. This is on top of any taxes they may owe for federal and gift tax. And don't forget, all these provisions are sunsetting in 2025. So on 2025, generation skipping tax is going to go down to 5 million. So regardless of the fact that you don't owe federal taxes and you don't owe gift taxes, you may start owing generation skipping taxes if your beneficiary is your grandchild directly and not your child. And why am I talking about this today? Because we have people who are farmers who have large acres of land, who's been in family farming, or maybe they are landowners, or now a lot of people are into real estate holdings. So for people whose estate holdings are probably over 5 million and real estate prices are going through the roof, this must be something on your radar to be visited every year and to see what needs to be done. So if you are funding a dynasty trust, perhaps funding it on death may be a good idea. If any provisions, anything needs to be changed, you can do it through your revocable living trust. If you have issues like this, please give us a call. We are at 314-932-7111. We are licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia, and we have offices in all 3 states. You can also go to our website, www.mlolaw.us, and make an appointment. You can see one of our attorneys, and we will be happy to speak with you. Take care, and maybe in our next video we will talk about problematic assets. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.